Namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of November 15th, today, through the 21st, Saturday to come, Saramon later. We're starting with It's 50-50, Buy Shoes, and Weekend Away. And Spirit says, cocktail, try again. Spirit says yes. And massage. Try again can be literal for some of you too. You may need to try something again, make another attempt. With the cards, we're beginning with the Eight of Wands, Eight of Staves, it's called in this deck. And this card, just like the birds would suggest, it's about messages like fluttering between people, or well, this is a love reading, so it would be like in the case of individuals rather than a company, but it could even be things like packages. So maybe somebody's sending you a gift. My daughter's already started sending gifts to people around the country, friends that she has on the internet and stuff like that. So maybe other people are doing that, and you get a nice package from somebody. It can also be like the universe working its magic on your behalf behind the scenes in just about any regard. Something that was stuck, not moving, not working, obstacles, the universe taking care of them. And in the traditional tarot sense, specifically about love, it tends to be about like you're ready for a commitment, but the person that you're ready to have a commitment with, if unless you're single, if you have somebody in mind, well, whether you have somebody in mind or not, the commitment doesn't seem to be coming fast enough, right, for you. So if you're single and you're looking, nothing seems to be happening the way you want it to happen. Or if you're in some sort of relationship, but more like a situationship or an interest, and you're looking for some sort of actual commitment, it doesn't seem to be coming fast enough. This says, like, be patient, hold tight. It's coming. You're not going to win if you do it by force. Then it's just going to be a turn off for the other person. The next card is also upright. It's called Power here. It's actually Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor. And in traditional tarot practice, the Emperor is about, as it relates to love, it often has to do with us being involved or interested in an older person, maybe particularly a man, older male, and, guidance, like to just go with it, that's okay. Age is just nothing but a number. Also, the Emperor for me can be about a married man, like specifically, or a divorcee or a widower, so somebody that has been married, or a man with children, family. Whether he has those things or not, he's usually pretty mature and responsible, and like a rule follower in large part. Stable, secure, all those things. For the most part, has his shit together. He can be a little bit bossy. It might actually be your boss that came up in the general reading in one of the positions, the work position, that somebody may be like attracted to or messing with somebody at the job. So it could actually even be somebody's boss. In this particular deck, though, I don't like this pairing, like in terms of a loving pairing, because if you know the story of Arthur and Guinevere was actually in love with Sir Lancelot, and he used, King Arthur used his power to, force her basically to be with him. So somebody could be dealing with something like that too, like they're feeling like they're in a relationship that's not with their true love, or that they're in through manipulation, or it could be an arranged marriage like this one. Or a marriage, just where it's run out. She seems to be like looking off into the distance. She's not like there. She's not present. But things getting better. This could be her sailing away by herself, like maybe figuring that out and getting out of that situation, or some sort of improvement to the situation. Because the Six of Arrows is about like smoother sailing ahead and dealing with some of the things that we keep brushing like under the table, under the covers and whatever, and hiding. Skeletons that we keep hiding in the closet. This is sort of like dealing with some of them. And it's also a card of movement and moving, and leaving, like the worst being behind you. And the next card is in reverse. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit. Opening first to the Seven of Cups. Options, choices, goals. Major Arcana card, Justice in reverse. Could be about actual legal situations, divorce, custody, family court. Seven of Arrows in reverse. Possibly moving beyond a trust issue in a relationship. And the Page of Swords. Maybe you move beyond something because information came out to clear it up. That's what the Page of Swords is known for. Page of Swords is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And now we have the Six of Cups. So this thing could be something that's been going on for a long time, you've been dealing with for a long time, or with somebody from your past, maybe even an ex, painful situation involving some kind of hurt, disloyalty, distrust, separation, maybe even like cheating, actual breakup, ghosting. You see she's just like by herself here, and just a lot of raging water behind her. Loss, disappointment. I'll do one more. It's the Ten of Coins in reverse. So it seems like every time we see something that's somewhat negative, then we see like positive stuff is to come though, or has come. So I think again the message is that the worst is behind you, and you know, better times ahead, certainly, if you haven't already started to experience them. Just cutting here to get them further mixed up. And our overall energy is now the Two of Swords, or Two of Arrows here. We have Dante. He came up in another reading that I did this week. He wasn't called Dante there, but I was like, ooh, that looks like Dante with the red wings. I don't know what that was. In any case, I definitely see like simultaneous Sagittarius and Gemini energy. And there are a couple of transits coming up this week. And there is one that's sort of stationary. Gemini moved into the true or north node probably like 9 months ago. And, you know, when it did that, of course, Sagittarius, our mirror sign, our opposite axis, moved into the south node. So there could be something going on with that. In any case, the Two of Swords tends to be about a decision. I guess in this case, a decision related to love. And it's like indecision. Like you know what you want to do, but you kind of feel like you can't do it because what would the world think? What would your friends think? Your parents, your children, you know, whatever the case is. Maybe like the age ain't nothing but a number thing. It could be something like that. Person is older, you're younger, or you're the older one, person is younger. How can I do this? So instead of making the decision to do what you want, just try not to make a decision at all. Don't give anybody any answers, and you know, see how that works. And of course, we know that tends not to work out very well. The next card is upright. It's the Three of Coins. This can have to do with meetings, not only meeting somebody or being attracted to somebody or having a relationship with somebody that is positive, that is it's probably going slow, but at least mutually respectful. Like, well, yeah, I like you, but you like me too. It might take some time for us to get to where ultimately we want it to be, but at least we know that much. Or it could be about people that met at work or through work. Again, this is all very positive. Six of Coins is or Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. It is about unconditional love for me. Just mutual exchange, mutual adoration, respect. It's about equity and equality, and the ability to both give and receive without an agenda, for love to be able to pass both ways. So it's super healthy. It's just a really awesome card. And then behind that we have Fortune. So again, I think like when in making choices, you know, we're making the right choices, and it may take some time for things to really fall into place. But if we can be patient, this is like a jackpot that's waiting. And I was talking about, I said I saw the sign of Sagittarius here. Major Arcana card, Fortune, or the Wheel of Fortune, does indeed represent the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius, which it rules. It's also connected to the fixed signs. So that would be Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. All right, and now I'm going to pick 4 cards, one for each element. We're going to share this overall energy of the Two of Swords. Fire signs will go first because that's the way the zodiac works. The zodiac begins with the sign of Aries. So will we. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, your card is the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, your card is the King of Swords, upright, or King of Arrows, upright. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is the Knight of Pentacles, or Prince of Coins, upright. See, that's that slow and steady energy of the relationship that's coming. It's like, come on already, I'm ready. But especially if you're an air sign, you've probably been ready. We're not very necessarily very patient people, but it's taking some time. The Knight of Pentacles, of course, is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And lastly, for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, your card is the 9 of Swords in reverse. So getting over like anxiety and fear, and maybe finally moving toward a relationship. Maybe you were afraid or embarrassed, even anxious about the relationship, again, because of something like an age difference or some other difference. In the picture, I see somebody's brown and somebody's, so maybe like mixed relationships, biracial rather, relationships. That could be another thing. That was like holding somebody back and now maybe realizing, oh, who cares? I'm going to do it. Could be same-sex relationships. Also, maybe even coming out. The Scorpio new moon, which also occurred today, the 15th, the day on which I'm doing this reading, is about like the skeletons in the closet coming out. You know, what was hidden in the dark coming to light. What was, beneath the surface, rising up, bubbling up, and everybody's seeing it. I'll put one more for the water signs. It is the King of Wands. And he does tend to be also an older person. And in fact, the Emperor is also a King of Wands, right? He represents the signs of Aries and Scorpio most directly. The Emperor, with which we started, with one of the cards we started with, the one with King Arthur, and Queen Guinevere is also of the element of Wands. So Scorpios are ruled both by Pluto and Mars, which rules the sign of Aries also. And so that's how they're actually tied into this Wands energy. And it may be more of them that experience whatever this is with a King of Wands, maybe more Scorpios that experience it, but it is for all of you of the water element. All right, so we're going to get into what these cards mean. I just like to make sure everything's in frame. Good. And we're going to begin with our overall energy here of the Two of Swords. And we're going to do that with the traditional meaning now, since I've kind of gone over the other meanings of this card. So it's a really positive omen, believe it or not, when it comes to love. I say believe it or not because when I think of swords, at least, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm like, that's not very romantic. But it's super positive because, especially if you're already in a relationship, it tends to mean that relationship is going to move into a, again, easier and lighter and more balanced phase. So it's really in keeping with the Six of Swords that we already saw, like with the worst of times being behind you and moving into this much calmer, more peaceful energy and space. Maybe because, again, we did address those things that had been swept under the rug, under the table, however they say it. And it's the couple tends to begin to treat each other more so as equals, so similar to the Six of Pentacles also, and probably why we saw that card show up as well. And you just like, each person is really respectful of the other, and allows them to play their position or role in the relationship, whatever that may be, and to feel comfortable about it. So it's like your own dynamic, but it works for you, and that's fine. Getting there may have been difficult, but the worst of that period is behind you. If you're single and looking, then it can mean that we need to like take a look at ourselves first, and see if there's like any outstanding emotional baggage or issues or crap that we need to deal with first before we try to start dealing with somebody else. I saw some sort of meme or something today saying like that we shouldn't tell people they have to love themselves first before they can love, like before they can be worthy of love or something. And I don't think that that's really what it meant, what it means when people say you need to love yourself first. It's that the rest of us, like when we're not that person, because we all have been that person, or we all are that person at one point or another, right? But when we're not that person, so we're the rest of us. The rest of us can smell like the desperation and stuff like a mile away, and it is a turnoff. So it is true that your confidence needs to be up, your self-esteem needs to be up, in order for you to fall typically into a healthy relationship. It just does. Or it needs to be in a place where it can be brought up. If you're just in a sunken place, then people can recognize that, and they're not interested. Well, misery loves company, so you might find another unhealthy person. But in terms of healthy, positive love, it is not likely. It's true. So in any case, this is about like not. Yes, it's a positive omen for love, but first and foremost, don't necessarily look outside yourself for love. You find it there, and then you're going to be ready to receive it from other places as well. So, okay, that's our overall energy for everybody to share. Moving on specifically to the fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Again, your card is the Four of Pentacles reverse. I apologize. That is my phone. I'm popular. I'm kidding. So this card can be about you finally being ready to like let go of whatever fear or obstacles or whatever was holding you back, and to open yourself in a way that's real, that you can really give yourself to a relationship and give a relationship a fighting chance. And so if there had been a block there before, it really, again, is in keeping with also the energy of this Two of Wands that says, you got to be ready. And then this is saying, okay, I am ready. I've dealt with that baggage. I've dumped it out. You see it spilling out here now, and I'm ready to see what else is there. If you're single, it's reaching out and hanging out with friends, people or getting to know new people. It's just being open and in the right places to meet people. And I know that can be sort of difficult now, especially with a lot of the country and parts of the world going back into like quarantine and things like that. But make use of online, if you can as well. So moving on to the King of Swords for our earth signs: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And again, in keeping with this card, as well as many of the others that we've seen already, particularly the Emperor and that energy of a very mature and forceful and strong and opinionated male, masculine energy, just really heavy, heavy masculine energy. That's what the King of Swords is too. He's the kind of person that if this man is in whom you're interested, or with whom you're in a relationship, it's like he's the type of person that you have to accept him how he is. You will not change this man. You will piss him off trying, right? If you're like trying to change him and make him into somebody different. And your best means of sort of winning him over and softening him up, or, making him think that he's one, but really you just calmed him down, is to rely on your feminine energy, because he's just so heavily masculine like that. So draw on your feminine aspects, and this is whether you are a male or a female. In both cases, this could be you if you're a female, or you could be a male that needs to draw on your inner feminine energies in order to sort of be in a balanced, getting back to again the Two of Swords, balanced and healthy relationship with this person. If he is somebody that you want to change, then maybe he is somebody you should just change, period, in terms of switch him out for somebody to get a replacement. Because, yeah, that's the only way. He's like a love me or leave me alone kind of person, you know? And he may, in fact, be an actual Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. So, speaking of those signs, moving on to air and the Knight of Pentacles. So, this is a sign that you're sort of like getting bored of your love life. And again, maybe that's because it's been slow in coming, and that is not good for an air sign. We're just not made, we're not built for that, for it to take forever to do anything. We move on. Especially Geminis, we have a very short attention span. We move on. Aquarians, we have no problem being by ourselves, spending time by ourselves, being the lone man on the island. We move on. Libras, they tend to like to have multiple mates. Stuff anyway. And Libras are known as from one of their negative traits, the cheaters of the air signs. So they probably have other people that they're talking to, and they're going to move on as well, I imagine. In any case, that's probably why we're feeling bored and just like over our relationship. So if we're actually in one with somebody else, of course, that can be problematic, and we're going to have to communicate with them and try to figure out if we're interested in keeping the relationship going or if it's time to end it. In either case, based on the other cards we've seen, we're about to move into a better energy for ourselves. So if that means leaving a relationship behind, moving into a better energy, fine. If that means, improving our relationship and keeping it and moving into a better place, awesome. But again, based on the overall energy, it does tend to mean that those of us who are already in existing relationships, those relationships are likely to be the ones that improve. If you are single and looking, then it's probably not the time where you're wanting to settle down. You're bored. You're not with what you have. So even with prospective interests, you should be upfront with them and let them know that at least right now you're only looking to have a good time, to meet people, to get to know people, and you'll see what happens down the line, perhaps. And moving on to the water signs, the Nine of Swords, in addition to what I've already gone into about it, that caused me to pull you guys another card, it can also mean that, again, there's like you've been concerned about distrust in your relationship. And speaking of cheating, maybe even stuff like that, like disloyalty, dishonesty, infidelity, and, all of this. And so this is a good time to like check into it. I'm not telling you to be like a psycho and go through people's phones and stuff like that. Doesn't matter if I'd be the last person to tell you that, because I'm not into that. I'm not that kind of person. If I got to do all that with you, we don't even need to be together. If I distrust you so much that I have to look through your phone to see if you are legit or not, then I'm probably just not going to deal with you at all. And maybe that's not fair, because I'm not giving you a chance to prove yourself. But that's how I am, So, but I know that some people do. I believe that in that saying, like, look and you will find what you're looking for eventually. Even if it's not, it's something that is confusing and misleads you. Like somebody went through, I'm single right now. And not only single, but I, haven't even been like talking to anybody, messing with anybody. If you go through my phone, you might find a dick. Who knows? So if I did meet somebody and he's like, well, I don't trust her, let me look through her phone, and he find this dick, he's gonna think something probably. Oh, well, she's involved with this person, whoever is attached at the other end, and that wouldn't be true. So like even in the case of where somebody's not doing anything at all, if you look, you will find it. So I just, rather, again, communicate or end it if there's a situation of distrust. But some people do like to look into it and to do detective work. And if that does mean like taking the mature route and having a conversation, that I do recommend. And I think that those may be a separate group of people who are dealing with stuff like that than those for whom the King of Wands applies. But if you're looking for love, you're single, this is a good time for you to meet people and to take your time in doing it. You may meet somebody who is just out for a good time. and nothing more. And they may even be good, a smooth talker, and telling people what they want to hear, and they don't necessarily follow through. That and it guides you to trust your intuition, which you guys, you have natural intuition, very very strong. So you should be able to do that. But it's definitely a Libra type. I'm sitting here laughing to myself because I'm sure I have Libras watching. I know I have Libras watching. I have friends and stuff that are Libras. But in terms of the way the zodiac is, I mean, I didn't write it. I didn't make it up. You guys are smooth talkers who are known for telling people what they want to hear and not necessarily following through. And so it could definitely be something like that. But it does not have to be an air sign. I was just thinking air because also, I mean, it is the 9 of air, the 9 of arrows, the 9 of swords. So it could very well be an actual air sign with whom you're dealing. Also, for the other aspect, the other ones of you, it can be an air sign with whom you're dealing, because we could be who is getting impatient about a relationship not happening. And the reason we're getting impatient is because you had been sort of stuck and in fear and worried about moving forward. And now maybe we can get it together and we can both be happy and get what we want, because you're finally able to pull a King of Wands and make a move. You know what I mean? So I think there's a little something for several different groups of types of people or relationships there. Whatever one's sign or element, however, I want to clarify these with the romance angel cards. Beginning with make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And opening to trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Yeah. So we've seen the both of those things come up already in the cards. Healing a family issue is necessary too. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And it's not just your parents, it's any and everybody who is so impactful upon you and your life that they matter to your love life, or they can affect or influence your love life. You have to heal that one way or another. But whether it's again communicating with the person and working things out with them, or parting ways, one way or another needs to be healed so that you can move on with your life. Healing family issues. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And I'll do one more. And it is let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So that's what I warned against initially. When I said we don't want to try to force a relationship. It's taking a long time. We're ready. They're not ready. Or the universe isn't ready. Divine time and all that. And we can get sick of hearing that and like, okay, but I want a man now. I want a woman now. But forcing a person is not going to get you where you want. And we come to let your friends help you as our overall energy. Ask for and accept support from others. This can be very, very literal. You could meet at a friend's wedding. Look, this woman is in bridal attire. So maybe she's having an event and you're invited, and that's where you'll meet somebody. Another way is, the old fashioned way with friends. Yo, hook me up. Who that? Hook me up. What's his name? What's her name? And they get it started. Or if you have mutual friends and you're separated, you're in separation, or you never have been connected or hooked up before, this could be introduce me, or, find out if they're still interested in me. Let them know I'm still interested in them. Like play matchmaker. That can be a way that we let our friends help us. If it's a literal sense. I mean, my friends are also like my ancestors and angels and things like that. And so there's ways to let them help you as well, if you're into working with them. Next card is in reverse. It is new love. So I'm going to pull 4 cards the same way I did with the other deck. And just, again, one for each element here. So the first one will be for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Your card from the romance angels is trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. I think that's very appropriate for you because, again, you had been stuck, possibly in fear, and ready to let go of that. And in order to maintain your strength and to keep moving forward, you will need that trust. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Your card is, it's very earthy. It is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So it's like it's for you to be present and in the moment and to be fully engaged. And I see your energy all over this. You know, she's wearing this green dress with these flowers on it and sort of blending into her environment, which is also greenery and flowers. So it's very earth sign. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is, yeah. How did I know that we were out here being the ones that were the cheaters and the liars? I just did. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. It could very well be us, especially if we're dealing with the water sign, with a water sign. But of course, air signs aren't only out here, maybe, getting into distrustful situations or dishonest or disloyal situations with other people. It's happening to us too. So it could definitely be that way around as well. Someone doing something to you, air sign. I'll pull another one for us, and it is reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So there may have been a trust issue in the past. I just talked about maybe somebody maybe getting back together, reconciling, like, okay, well, you're ready now. I'm ready now too. So that could definitely be, whether there's deception involved or not in those relationships, they could definitely be easily not only an air sign reconciling, but I would say specifically reconciling with a water sign. On top of that, someone from your past is returning to your life. And last but not least, water signs. Your card is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. I'm not just say some of us are sick of hearing that. And I'm going to do one more round of clarifications. If it's okay with you guys, I don't think I'll shuffle these or cut these in front of you, just because of the space and the time now. The length of the reading. So the overall energy is Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit, which does most directly represent the earth signs, particularly the Virgo. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within, be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. The Hermit, in terms of love, tends to be about a relationship from your past being rekindled. So that could be for anybody, but maybe doubly or especially for the air signs here. And I'm just going to pull from here in order again. And fire signs, your card is the King of Fire, King of Wands. He is motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative if you need. So again, the King of Wands is a super positive omen in love and relationships. Did I talk about him? Because you guys had 2 cards. I know I went over the 9 of Swords, but did I talk about y'all's King of Wands? I think I did. I don't want to repeat it all. But yes, it's a super positive omen. He may again be older and in some sort of position. And also, it's about, like, if you're thinking about somebody and it's this very protector type of person, just loving and whatever. And, know that they feel the same way about you and they're thinking about you too. So I guess particularly if there is separation or if there is some sort of weight or hold up, that's the meaning of the King of Wands. I said I wasn't going to repeat it, and I just said, but I feel like I didn't say it before, so I think we're okay. All right. Yeah, I know y'all think I'm crazy. I'm going to move on to the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Your card is the Page of Swords. Look at all this air. You have the King of Air here, King of Swords here, and now you got the Page of Swords as a clarifier. Isn't that something? The Page of Swords is logical, honest, impulsive, and curious, challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. Again, you're going to have to say what you mean what you say. That is the energy of the King of Swords type of person. And if the King of Swords is you, even though you're an earth sign, if this is your energy this week, then you are this person that people need to accept as who they are. And you are this person who may just put it out there flat just like that, especially you Taurians. I can see you doing that. And Virgos are ruled by the same sign, the same planet rather, as Gemini, planet Mercury. So I could definitely see y'all doing that too, just making it very plain as to, you know, what the situation is and who you are and what you're looking for and what you won't accept. And that is what you're guided to do this week. So perfect. Air signs. Our card is, it's air energy. It is Major Arcana card 17, the star, which most directly does represent the air signs, but most directly, or particularly the sign of Aquarius, and is about our wishes coming true, our dreams coming true, our wishes being granted, our prayers being answered. So definitely in terms of reconciliation, that could be something for which we've prayed, or to meet with somebody, or for the truth to come out with regard to a deception, for us to get our strength to be able to walk away and leave somebody that's been lying to us or cheating on us, or to stay with somebody that's been cheating on us. You know, maybe we need the strength to do that if we want to keep otherwise continue the relationship. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. So this is not like in the short run. And this is not the time to like kid yourself just because somebody lied to you that you want to end it if you really don't, if it's in your heart to stay. This is about long-term plans. So really fixing it. You are on the right path though, in general. And again, last but not least, you water signs, your card is the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Earth. She is thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. While you are waiting, if you are waiting, then this for those of you for the worth waiting for, then you may want to work on your home and stuff in the meantime, or your environment, make that more comfortable and positive for you. For those of you who are done waiting, that's why you're in reverse with your Nine of Swords. You're letting go of fear. The person in whom you're interested may in fact, of course, be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And alternatively, it can just be a very nurturing person. This is a very feminine energy, good like home keeper, just that real sort of maternal, loving, nurturing, I got you, I got us kind of energy. So this is very, very positive in terms of love as well. Hope you guys have enjoyed this week's love reading. Also, there was really nice love messages in the Scorpio new moon reading that I did as well. So you may want to check that one out too. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that. I try to answer everybody and I appreciate it. If you subscribe, please hit both the subscribe button and the bell button. Namaste.